Welcome, Cancer. I am Mark Kozak, and this is your Wheel of Fortune reading for February 2020. The Wheel of Fortune is a reading designed specifically to let you know where your opportunities lie in the coming time. Hopefully, in the future, I will be coming out with the Wheel of Fortune readings prior to the month, or at least early in the month. The channel just started, so this one's going to be for the remainder of February. But it is a very forward-looking reading, and again, it's about helping you make the most of your opportunities. Find those opportunities and make the most of them. So it's about you putting forth your effort and figuring out where to put forth your effort and how best to do that. So for you, the first thing I have to say is that you in this reading are signified by the Hermit. And I'll say, as I may have before, that in the Wheel of Fortune, very often the card or the concept that represents the querent, that would be you, does not immediately resonate with the person for whom we might be reading. That's because it is a kind of an advice as well as letting you know where you stand with relation to these opportunities you have on the table. So the Hermit is an energy that has to do with being one with yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to do with rejecting the company of other people. It may have to do with physical withdrawal, but more so it has to do with psychological and emotional oneness. Being with yourself and being of your own mind, keeping your own counsel for a little while. This is the kind of, a lot of people are experiencing this energy right now, for whatever reason that might be. But with relation to the opportunities you have on the table, the first of which is for you to step out into something new, is to just take a leap and to do something completely new that you have not done before. Now, this is going to be something which you're going to feel very good about, that is going to help you to get your emotions in an even place, to help you master your emotions. And not in an overbearing way, but to really integrate your emotional life, to come to a place of less volatility and more emotional comfort with yourself by stepping out and doing something new. Ultimately, however, this is going to lead to a result of which is signified by the Seven of Swords, and this, I'm kind of getting that this may have to do with another person. You may find an antagonist around if you pursue this venture, whatever it might be, this new thing that you're thinking about stepping out into on your own. You may find an antagonist around you, not necessarily a deadly one, not necessarily a formidable one, but at the very least an annoying one. Try not to become that person yourself, and if you find that person, try to take them in stride. The other thing I'm seeing on the table here for you, and this may have to do with something financial, but this is again a situation where you're in a position where you can essentially do whatever you want with something in some area of your life. You are prepared, and you are in not just the first stages, but you're on the starting line and taking that first leap. You are able to do whatever you want, essentially, with regards to something in your life, no matter how difficult it might be, and it will be difficult. Setting out on this new path will be very difficult, but will also be very rewarding. It will also lead you to a place where you are able to celebrate and have something to celebrate. Now, this may be the same situation that we're talking about in these two different opportunities, but it may be a choice that you have to make. You may have something in your life which is an opportunity for you which is completely new, something that you absolutely have not done before, and you may have another which you are a little bit more competent in, something that you know a little bit more about, and so you are able to do what you want to do with that, even though there's going to be a lot to do. There are going to be a lot of responsibilities or a lot of work involved in it. That last of the two opportunities, again, will lead you to a place of celebration, a place worth celebrating, and a happy celebration. potentially with other people. I'm also seeing that this taking the time to withdraw within yourself and to be of your own mind, to keep your own counsel, to get to know yourself independently of others. Again, not necessarily physically independently of others, because we all have relationships in our lives to maintain, and some of these relationships can be very helpful even in a time like this. But this can lead you, if you indulge in it too much, if you indulge in isolation too much for too long, this could lead you to a place of anxiety, because there are a lot of realities in the world that you have to deal with. And by withdrawing, by seeking our own wisdom, that can help us see reality better. But sometimes it's like the vacation that goes on one day too long. A lot of us know that feeling, that now you start looking at the realities, and the realities of life seem like there's just too much there. Try not to indulge again in too much isolation, even though in a certain sense, emotionally, psychologically, that can be good for you right now. Try not to indulge too long. Happiness is another opportunity. The Ten of Cups. Sharing happiness with other people. If you have the opportunity, let's say, to go to a wedding, or to go to a party, or to just really to experience happiness with a family around, your family, a family reunion, something of this nature. If you have information, or if you hear about this kind of thing, then this is an opportunity that you have to pursue. I definitely recommend it, even though there's going to be some mixed results. There's going to be some heartbreak involved in this. I don't want to alarm anyone, but metaphorically, and I don't really see this in the cards, but the kind of metaphor I see here is one of like the family reunion, the kind of family reunion that takes place around a wake or a funeral. I don't see death on the table, but there may be some heartbreak associated with this happiness. There may be some turning away, some kind of bitter partings involved. This may have to do with a going away party, or that would actually be a much better metaphor from what I'm seeing. A kind of a going away party. This is something that you have the opportunity to experience, and I do recommend it because there's a great deal of happiness involved. The results are signified by the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a concept of mixed results. You crying over spilled milk sometimes. You may find yourself in this situation where you're surrounded by happiness, and yet you're not getting everything that you wanted. Or if it is a kind of going away party, you have the opportunity to commiserate in that too long and to not be happy. Well, take the opportunity to be happy. Understand that whatever is going on here, it is for the best, and it is a happy occasion. You're going to have the opportunity during the remainder of this month, and I'm reminded here that it's tax season. Those of us who are diligent, unlike myself, may already have tax returns coming in. I don't know if this has to do with it or not, but you have the opportunity to be generous coming up for you. You may already have that opportunity right now. In fact, you may be thinking about that already right now. You have the opportunity to be generous, or at the very least be reciprocal, to reciprocate the generosity and the benefit that someone else has brought to your life. And I absolutely, definitely recommend this one, because not only is it an altruistic thing to do, but it's actually kind of a strategic good move on your part as well, to be generous, or to reciprocate the benefit that someone else is bringing you in your life right now. It's a very good strategic move, and it's going to put you in a place of your full power, signified by the Emperor here. If this is a professional opportunity that you have to perhaps sponsor another person, or to perhaps just simply demonstrate your genuine generosity in some way. This will elevate your status. It will not just elevate your status in terms of other people, but really in a genuine way. You will be more in command of yourself. You will be more competent. So I definitely recommend that. And as I say, I use the word power. I say it's a strategic move, but I don't see this going to your head. I don't see this being a narcissistic move in any way. Just remember, if you have the opportunity to be generous, and in fact, if at any time, whether it's this month or any month, if you have the opportunity to be generous or to reciprocate the generosity of other people, it's a good opportunity to take. And with that, I think I'll leave you. Thank you for commenting, liking, subscribing. For those of you who would like to support the channel financially, there is a link to the Patreon page in the description below. The Patreon subscribers receive at least 2 additional readings per month, one for love and one for money. The love reading is broken up between singles and those who are in committed relationships. So whatever your situation might be, one, the other, or in between, there's something there for you. And again, this is Art Kozak, and I look forward to speaking to you again in the future. Thank you.